All right, it is time to review for tomorrow's chapter test on addition. So you will need to be on page 371 in your math book, 371, so we can talk about all of the things you'll need to know for tomorrow's assessment, tomorrow's test. All right, so the first thing you need to know is just the simple vocabulary. The plus sign, you know what the plus sign is. The equals sign, you know what the equal sign is. And then when we say in all, that means all together, right? So sometimes we say equal and then sometimes we say in all. So let's take a look at our ducks here. And we'll go ahead and do an example problem. In one group of ducks, there are 2 ducks. And then there's your plus sign. You all know what a plus sign is by now. A plus sign. And then how many are in that second group of ducks? You see 3, right? And your brain is so good at numbers, you probably didn't need to count either set because you can subitize. That's what that's called, being able to tell how many there are without having to actually count them. And some of you may be able to look at that pond and see how many ducks there are all together or in all without even having to count them. So we have 2 and then 3 more. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to trace our equal sign and 5. So I want everybody to read that equation with me. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Or there are 2 ducks in one group, there are 3 ducks in the other group, and there are 5 ducks in all. 5 ducks in all. We are turning the page to page 372, and I know that these examples look very familiar to you. So let's just go ahead and go through those. And I'm going to get my pen this a little wider. All right, in that first group, how many bugs do you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 bugs. So go down and around. Put a hat on top. See what you found. It's that big fat 5. Trace the plus sign. I know you're already saying it. There are 3 bugs in that next group without even having to count. How cool is that? So 5 plus 3 and then equals, and then we'll figure it out. We'll start with 5. We don't even have to count them because we already know, we've already said that this is 5. So we need to start counting 6, 7, 8. We can count on. We can use the count on strategy to figure it out. So there are 8. So our equation says 5 plus 3 equals 8. Let's go ahead and do another example here for number 5. Okay, so we've got some buzzy bees here. And if you've ever played a game with dice, you're probably already aware that there are 6 there, right? That's kind of what it looks like when those dots are arranged in dice. There's like 3 and 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buzzy bees plus 1. 1 more equals. All right, so when you add 1 to something, it's just like you're counting. 1 more than 6 is 7, right? You would say 6, 7. So you're just counting on 7. 6 plus 1 equals 7. And for our last example, we are making 10. We're making 10. The 10 is already there. We're just going to use one of the number combinations that you can use to make 10. Now, I know you already know how many butterflies there are just by looking. There are 3 plus. Now, do you remember what number combination, which 2 numbers make 10 if one of them is 3? If one of them is 3, the other one must be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The other one has to be 7. The other one has to be 7. All right, and that equals 10. 3 plus 7 equals 10. All right, go ahead and turn the page to page 373. Page 373 in your math book. And let's take a look at what they're asking us to do here on this carousel. It says there are 2 horses to ride. All right, so let's go ahead and just write that down. Let's go ahead and write down our 2. And then they're going to ask us to draw some more. So we're going to be adding more to it. So if you're putting more to it, go ahead and trace that plus sign. So there are 2 horses to ride. We took care of that. Draw 4 more horses to show another group. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm not very good at drawing horses. So I'm just going to draw circles. Now, when you are doing illustrations, when you're doing a writing and you want to show illustration with detail, I want you to take your time and I want you to do the best illustration you can. But sometimes for math, you can just do a quick sketch or a quick drawing that represents it. So we're just going to use circles to represent our horses. So here's 1 horse, 2 horses, 3 horses, and 4 horses. So we added 4 more. That's a really long line on that 4. My hand slipped. All right, equals, so 2 plus 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is 6 horses up there all together. And I know what you're thinking. I'd rather ride those horses. You're right. Me too. Mine aren't very good. You could probably do a much better job than I do. So 2 plus 4 equals 6. 1 more page to go in our review. And here it is. Oh, we're invited to a birthday party, it looks like. All right, so we're on page 374. Page 374. I'm going to grab my pen here. And it says, count the cupcakes and write the number. All right, count the cupcakes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so counted the cupcakes. I counted 5. Write the number. There's that number 5. Good thing you practiced it. All right, then it says, draw more cupcakes to make 10. You see how the 10 is already there? It's already there. It's already going to equal 10. All right, so I'm trace my plus sign. Now, this is a good time to know how to do the counting on strategy because you can count on as you draw. So you already have 5. You don't have to count those again. You know there are 5 there. So if you start to draw more, you get 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 5. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, and this one is number 10. And that's what they told us to do, to draw more until we got 10. So how many more did you have to draw to get to 10? So you drew this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You drew 5 more to be 10. So 5 plus 5 equals 10. So for your test tomorrow, you will have to know how to add 2 groups together. And you'll also have to know some of the combinations that equal 10. You've been working really hard, so I'm sure you'll do great.